So at this time, I'd like to bring up Dr. Jay Ross.
Thank you. Welcome, y'all. I'm sorry I was a little bit late, but I'm not sorry I was late. Because what I was doing was getting ready to bring in one of the most awesome individuals into this company that y'all have ever seen. This kid holds the American record that probably will never be broken for scoring more points in basketball as a high school player forever. This is Irvin Stepp. He owns that record. In 1979, he averaged 48 points a game. In 1980, he averaged 54 points a game, and nobody has ever broken that record, and I doubt they ever will. And you talk about a fire plug. Holy mackerel. And he said, I'll tell you this. I think I like this, and if I do this, he said, I'll be more aggressive than you are. I said, I know it. That's so good. So, that's what we were doing this morning at the hotel, and he got a speeding ticket a half a mile from the hotel trying to get there on time, and that sounded really like me. Guys, thank y'all for coming. Y'all have come from far and near and everywhere else, and when you leave here today, every person here, when you leave here today, if you choose to, you will be able to make a substantial six-figure income, Joe. More than you've ever been able to make before. If you choose to. It'll have to be your choice. Now, I chose to. And Troy chose to. And these idiots from Nashville, I think they've chosen to. Okay. And so, but the beautiful thing about this is, if you choose to, you can do this as well. And I don't care your age, I don't care your sex, I don't care your creed, your color, I don't care. All of us have the same opportunity. They've leveled the playing field. And all we do is the simple thing that y'all already know we do. We give away the cards, man. That's all we do. And then we help other people give away the cards. Do the cards work? Very quickly, I'm going to read you this again because I love this. I read it to a bunch of you last night. Y'all can get copies of it. Ken brought us this from West Virginia. Hi, Ken. I hope everything's going well with you. Just wanted to share with you the savings I'm able to achieve using the Provision RX card. I've been taking Protonics 40 milligrams 2 a day for 3 years. My insurance company will not cover the cost of the medication because it's not on their list of preferred meds. My cost has been $264 a month from a local pharmacy. With the Provision card, I've been able to purchase the medication for $22 a month. This savings is enough to more than pay for my new boat payment. Thanks for turning me on to Provision RX. I love this. So the guy gets,
I'll get copies made for
the guy gets a free card, and he saves enough money on his one medicine to buy a boat. And I started giving this free card away last September, and this company now pays me enough money every week to buy a boat. So I can buy 52 boats if I want them. And it pays me enough money to be able to have a house payment on a house over $500,000. Y'all's houses cost $500,000? Well, if you'll do what I've done in the last 6 months, you can buy that house. Isn't that cool? And it goes up every week. Isn't that cool? Guys, but you're going to learn today that you're going to have to be a little tough in order to have this. Okay, now they're tough because they're at almost every meeting I've been to up here. So they're tough. They're so Jack, he's tough. But you've got to make sure you stay the course long enough, right? Because I said this last night. And let me make this point again. What we're going to be talking and teaching today, some of them are life principles, but they're true. They work, okay? They work for you if you will allow them to. Going up or down? Down. Because of gravity. It'll do it every time. We believe in that. We trust this, and we use this in order to function, don't we, Jack? You can't fly a plane without that, can you? No. So you've got to have, that's a principle. Guys, if you believe in gravity, then believe in what we're going to say today. Believe this next one really strongly and adopt it for yourselves and incorporate it into your thinking. This is it. The most powerful thing in the world is the power of the made-up human mind. The most powerful thing in the world is the power of the made-up human mind. We all got one, and you can make yours up. You are in charge of your happiness, and you are in charge of your unhappiness. Okay? If you're happy, it's your fault. If you're unhappy, it's your fault. Don't be blaming anybody. It's the choices you've made that got you where you are that's allowing you to either be happy or unhappy, right? Let's don't be blaming people. So, make good choices. Because if you make good choices, you have good outcomes. If you make bad choices, you're going to have bad outcomes. But it was your call. It was your call. Don't be blaming anybody. Stand up or take responsibility for your life. We have to do that. Now, let's make some good choices. Let's understand this one. What the mind can conceive. The mind, the most powerful thing in the world and the most powerful thing in your body. The mind, what the mind can conceive and believe. That's the trick. That's the trick. Can you really believe it? It's intangible right now. Pam, when she and Ed started, they didn't make any money with this company. They had to buy into the principles and the program of this company and say, okay, we'll do what this company wants us to do. Those two simple little things. Give away cards and see if anybody else wants to give away cards. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that on a continuum, day after day after day. We'll do that. And we'll trust it that they will pay us as they say they will. So you had to take it on faith, right? Take it on faith. Intangible. Now then they know that it's become tangible for them. Because now then the company's paying them some monies for having taken it on faith and done the two little things that we do. It's that simple, but you got to do it. Okay, they did it. I've done it. Now then they pay me a 6-figure income. It's going to be a 7-figure income. Do y'all know that a 7-figure income has 2 commas? Not one. Not one. 2 commas. Commas in checks are better than checks without them, but 2 commas are better. Okay. But I had to take it on faith, and I haven't been in this a month. I'm in a year yet. Isn't that amazing? And I have not quit my day job. I sometimes think I want to. And I plan to back up a little bit. But this week that Troy Brooks and I have had is a week from Hades. Holy mackerel, Andy. I mean, it was bad before I got to Thursday. And then Thursday, I hadn't slept much at all because the night before I'd driven 2.5 hours that way to Oldham and had a meeting and 2.5 hours back and then started working early and then picked him up at 1 o'clock or 1:30 or something in Bollinger and drove 4.5 hours that way and had a stand-up meeting and then drove 4.5 hours that way and I got in bed at 2:30 in the morning and I got back up at 5:30. Was that yesterday? That was yesterday. And started operating here at 7 and operated till what? 1? What time did we start again? And then we met at 1 o'clock and we drove up here and we had a great meeting. And finally I got some sleep last night. You know, but I was going, and I had a great time last night. Did y'all have a good time last night?
Yeah. I think you must have had something in that water that you drank.
You were not supposed to be talking about that. I thought I picked up the clear stuff. It was the apricot. He saw the color. I have a patient that brings me moonshine every time he comes in. Twice he makes good moonshine. And if the cops in Owensboro raided my office, I'm in jail. I got so much I couldn't. That's not personal consumption, honey. That's too much. But I don't want to do it. But anyway, so I will do today what others won't, and I will do tomorrow what others don't, because they didn't choose to do what I did. They could have, probably should have, and if they would have, they could be doing what I'm doing, but they chose not to, and that's okay. That's their call. I choose to do this, okay? Because I just want to see how much good can we do? How much money can we make? See, I happen to know that if I can save my little dog $100 and some odd every 3 months on her prescription drugs, my dog, and if I can save patients hundreds of dollars on their medicines and save myself $1,000 a year on my I know I'm doing a good thing. I'm doing a good thing. And then if I can have Joe come up here and make a new income for himself and his family, I'm doing a good thing. Okay? So guys, we've got to commit to something that is intangible at first.